What's up, YouTube? For the love of toys here with the for the love of collecting Marvel Legends, Marvel Comics, Spider Man, Cyborg Spider Man to be exact. Now, not really familiar with Cyborg Spider Man. Was he in that old cartoon, that retro Spider Man cartoon? I mean, there's been a million of them, but the one from the 90s, I believe, Cyborg Spider Man was in when the multiverse thing happened. I'm not quite sure. But either way, we have this figure just recently released, maybe the most recent release or the release before that. Probably the release before that, the Halloweenish, what I called it, uh, orange goblin girl, that type of wave. I think this is the one after that. So, Cyborg Spider Man, this looks like a decent concept. You know, he has the Batman esque belt around his waist, which I don't understand. I can't, recall the cartoon because I watched it when it was out. I haven't really rewatched it in years. So this concept is, it's kind of odd. It's kind of decent, kind of odd at the same time. Cyborg Spider-Man would be a decent touch. Give him a little bit more power. But Spider-Man is powerful as is. So the cybernetics, it's kind of weird. So he has, as you can see, he has an eye, a little bandana around his head, cybernetic arm, something around his leg hair. Like I said, the belt, like Batman, the utility type belt. Comes with one hand with and a spider web. Here's a product shot. Cybernetic enhancements in various languages. Cyborg Spider-Man. Marvel Comics at the top. +4. Then we have the back. The old school 3D type image. Then we have another product shot of the same from the front. Cyborg Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And that's about it. So we have a read up here. It says Cyborg Spider Man has cybernetic capabilities in addition to all the powers of Earth 616 Spider Man, web slinging, wall crawling, and heightened spider senses. Villains are no match for this Spidey's advanced cyber technology. So it says that here, different languages. You have the UPC there. You can zoom in that. But I'll zoom in for you just in case. There we go. All right, so you can get that UPC. Bring it up closer just in case that didn't work because that was an odd twist. There you go. Found this in Walmart. So it says here at the bottom of this image, it says cybernetic enhancements. Okay. Same as the front. All right. Let's pull back. Okay, now that we've done that, let's get Cyborg Spider Man out of the packaging and see if you want to buy Cyborg Spider Man and add him to your collection. Hold on. Okay, here's Cyborg Spider Man is out of the packaging. Comes with two accessories, as I said. Comes with this web effect, web line, whatever you want to call it, that we've seen many times before. And he comes with this web shooting hand. That's it for accessories. I don't think I need to close up on that. It's not that big a deal. There you go. All right. Now, Cyborg Spider Man. As you can see, he looks, you know, decent in that pose. I mean, if his arm had a little wash on it, probably be a little bit better. But let's go over his articulation and I'll point out some things that I noticed when I was taking him out of the packaging. So, as for his face, look at that head sculpt. It looks like it's a tear in his mask. Okay. I don't know what these bandages are supposed to represent. Or is it like a wound or something, or holding something on? As you can see, that's how they look close up. But I don't know what it's supposed to represent. Oh, you can see that line a little bit better right there. That's a nice touch. Okay. You have the shielding on the shoulder like a pauldron. Looks like Silver Samurai. Has some grenade type pouches, maybe extra web fillers. I don't know. That, but like I said, with a little bit of wash, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put a little bit of black wash in there and make that look better. You heard it here first. There's the belt. Musculature, you see how far the butterflies go back, they go forward that much and back that much, which is a decent amount, and his arm can almost get all the way behind him. Has a peg hole back there, which is always welcome. What else do I see? That is movable. The little strap on his leg there can come off if you want to take it off. And I didn't notice anything else that was odd. Let's go over his articulation. As I said, the butterflies, both arms go back, even with the holding on his arm. Head rotates up and down, looks down that far, and looks up that far, which is a damn good amount. Let's get that to focus and not focus on my wrinkled hand there. And shoulders, we went over. Rotation at the bicep, double jointed elbows, even on the side of magnetic arm. Moves that much. Rotates that hinge at the wrist. Same thing on both sides. Bends that far forward. Bends incredible amount back. Looks kind of odd though with that joint bulging like that. Does rotate at the waist. No drop downs. Rotation at the upper thigh. Double jointed knees. That's double jointed knees. We rotation at the boot. Hinge and rocker, which you can see. No toe pivot. All right. So great articulation as a Spider-Man should have, but every Spider-Man at this point should have drop downs because we know it works better. But I guess you got to pay for maximum profit Spider-Man in order to get drop downs. How about that? Okay, now we're going to do what you're all here to see, some comparisons. Here he is with that two-pack recently released Punisher. Punisher was also a frequent addition to the show, or a special guest, whatever you want to call him. But Punisher was on there quite a few times on that 90s cartoon, 2000s, whatever the hell it was. There have been multiple Spider Man cartoons. I haven't had a chance to watch them all. But here he is with Marvel Legends two-pack Punisher. Here we are with Deluxe Doc Ock as Superior Spider Man. Here he is with Mezco Spider Man. Here he is with Secret Wars Wolverine. But since he's a alternate universe Spider-Man, he wouldn't really run into these people. But nonetheless, I just want to do comparisons, of figures and action figures that Spider-Man has come across in the multiverse. So there you go. On that 90s cartoon, Blade frequent did the show, so I figured I'd bring out Mesco Blade, a couple additions that I put on him. So here he is with Sentinel Miles. And here he is with one of the best figures ever made, Mezco Doc Ock. Here he is with Marvel Select Ultron. Here he is with Deluxe Kingpin. Here he is with another amazing figure, Build-A-Figure Lizard. Here he is with Silvermane from that 5-pack. And let's see how this head would look on this body. That would be a great full cyborg Spider-Man. So let's see. This could work in many ways, but I'm not going to give up my secret. But I might do something special to this body and make that his outfit. But there you go. I was just curious. Here he is with my new favorite figure. The recently released and reviewed by me, Gamerverse Juggernaut. I mean, the figure just looks good. I mean, you can't take away from the looks. Even though it's expensive, it looks good to me. Here he is with Maximum Hulk. Here he is with my custom biker Vaporoni. Here he is with the recently reviewed by me and released Storm Arena Ryu. Here he is with the Magic the Gathering Battle Damage Spider-Man. And the plastics on the Cyborg Spider-Man seem to be a little bit cheaper, or maybe it's just the colors or the paint. I don't know what it is. It just feels a little bit cheaper and not as well made as Magic the Gathering Spider-Man. Maybe it's just my imagination because I want to justify the $40 price point of Magic the Gathering Spider-Man. But if you get it in hand, you'll see it for yourself. I'll just leave it at that. Here he is with Maximum Profit Spider Man. Once again, the plastics, maybe it's the sheen. I don't know. This is more of a matte. This is more of a shine. So I don't know. It just seems cheaper, but maybe it's my imagination. If you get one, once again, let me know. But here he is with Maximum Spider Man. And here he is with a custom I put together of Norman Osborn. So here he is with my final comparison Maximum Profit Deadpool. I reviewed Deadpool so you can look at my review and see, my thoughts on it. But do you ever have enough Spider-Man? This is what the question does that this cyborg Spider-Man poses. So for me, no, I can never have enough Spider-Man. So I'm happy to add it to my collection. And with that said, should you pick it up? Absolutely. If you want to have every Spider-Man from every multiverse and every costume, then this is an addition. You can wait till it goes on a bargain bin because I'm sure it will be because, this is not going to sell out. So with that said, for the love of toys. And as always, whatever you do, do it for the love. Once again, I want to thank everybody for commenting and subscribing. And, the comments really mean a lot to me because it helps me keep going. Because, I'm not getting paid doing this out of my, the love of my heart and the love of toys. So help me keep going and keep pushing. Those comments go a long way. As always, I'm for the love of toys, and I'll see you in the next one.